don't leave, baby, don't leave. Save me, save me. You gotta save me, save me.
Welcome back to Body Work with Sam. Just knocked out the 2 patch panels on the door. 1 hour. I've never done this stuff before in my life. We might need some Bondo, definitely, to cover it up. So a while back, probably about a year ago, right after I bought the truck, I ordered these off of eBay just because I was like, well, I might need these. Both sides, the steps are pretty much perfectly intact, but underneath it looks like they went rock crawling, and ground clearance was an issue. So I got these put in there. Thought about putting this all the way up in there, but the ribs don't match up at all. They just got one little pinhole. So rather than cut all that stuff out, what I'm going to do is not cut all that out. Just took the rocker piece that I needed. So basically that's a $50 part now, because I'm not using the whole shebang. Ordered one set that'll cover regular cab, both sides, but extended cab, long bed, whatever, we're going to need the extra piece. So we got $100 a side. The other one does have a small hole, and I'll just make it from scratch, but I ended up having to modify this one because the brake that they had on it was not steep enough. But time to get this thing cut out, buzzed in. Well, now, I got 2 stories for you guys. First one, putting that rear door on there, getting it to close, is the most difficult door hanging procedure I've ever gone through my entire life. Second story is I tried to time lapse for you guys for maximum struggle, going back and forth to the, what do you call the thing over there that squishes? The press, so I could straighten the hinges, mess with the hinges. Anyway, and it's several hours of just raw footage that wasn't time lapsed on the camera, so computer is not going to suffer through all that. All you guys know is the door's on there. Main reason I needed it on there is because I don't want anybody falling out the back. Second reason is I needed to check my gap down here on the bottom. These aftermarket eBay pieces that I've been hacking up to fit on here, well, they do not fit like the stock ones did, I'd imagine. Because my gap was way off from where it was because I put it on there, cut the line through this steel, through the other steel. They have to match up. Nope. So I had to drop it down, put a patch panel up in there. So I did not want to make the same mistake back here with the back door. So I needed this door on here so I could check my gap. Because you notice here, there's a drop. I can't go any higher with the factory settings on this door. The gap's about the same on both of them. They just have them longer for the back door. No idea why. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to reward myself because I think FedEx, some other name brand, I don't know, and UPS showed up with some packages, so I'm going to go out there. Truck? We're not getting along very good, but we're getting there. One of these needs shaking, the other one not so much. We're running the late night shift again. I feel like this is the hours that I get stuff really accomplished. Spent most of the day organizing the shop and relaying it out because I'm quickly running out of space. Gathered up a couple new tools this year, and well, obviously those eat up real estate. So if you guys remember, 70 Dodge Charger, actually got that thing and drove it a little bit. But every time I drive it, we find something new that's wrong with it. So I put that thing up the Connex vault, and we're gonna focus all of our attention on the 66 Crew. Now with those rockers already installed on the one side, I wanna get this thing so it can actually turnkey fire up. And what's holding me back from that right now? Battery placement. I don't got a spot to put it. There is no room at all with that little 6-cylinder Cummins in there. Yep, no room. So this is what we're gonna do, show you quick, and then we're just gonna straight into it. Those 6-pack Optimas over there, those things are about 7 inches across. But I have extra real estate out here if I need it, but just basing off those, we're gonna aim for about a 7 to 8 inch platform right here. How we're gonna do that? See this line? We're gonna slice it right here, slicer here, go up underneath. We have to keep from this rib over because that right there is one of the brackets for the hood hinge. That one, it's a weird hinge. We only got one of them, so I gotta source that from somewhere. And we're gonna cut it right here so we can still maintain our structure right there. That will give me a spot for one, the battery, but the main thing is, so I got a spot to put the tip-em. So we're gonna get right into this. I already know what I'm aiming for. So we're gonna take the fender off and slice it out. Got a sheet of 14 gauge, which is pretty dang thick for what we're doing, but the battery's, you know, long time. I want this box to last. And we're gonna use the brake right there. So let's crack open the Yahoo skin and get this party cracked open. There. Only bent the corners. Oh well. I just wanted to try that at the end. That rig right there is extremely way too heavy duty. But that's what I had. And by the way, this brake is rated for 14 gauge, 4 feet. I did it. It was not easy. It was difficult. But we're done with that part. Do some more cutting. Weld this thing in.
Don't wait, there's no
that bad boy in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes. She's real nice. So I had to cut a little bit of a relief right here for the hinge mount so I can get a better accurate mark with my Sharpie so I can trace this little dip out. That was a double dip. I can't even get the Sharpie up underneath there, but had to use a piece of donor material for the corner, which, I mean, didn't need the extra strength. This material is plenty thick to weld it together. Make that butt weld in the corner, but she ain't going nowhere. I just had a little too much of a gap by the time I was done cutting out that bend. It is what it is. So we need this end sealed up. That's the forward direction of the vehicle. I don't want it throwing anything and going up underneath into the battery box and the fuse and everything. This end is going to butt up against the firewall. I'll probably end up putting a piece of weather stripping right here. And now that this is slightly shorter, I think I'll go ahead and put another break right here where that failed in the center. She's coming together pretty good. Just a couple more marks here, and I even cut out over here on this side so I can trace that and weld her in. So once I get this last mark, it'll be the last cut, and then finish weld this sucker in and throw it back on the truck. Well, the 30-plus-year-old welder is still doing the job. Getting these settings pretty dialed. I'm kind of happy with it. Going from, I don't know, not very thick steel, 14 gauge. Honestly, this is probably 22, 24. But down here, you can see where it's a little thin. It was kind of hard to chase that. It started to blow out on me just right here, so I had to do a little bubble welding. Kind of sucks, but for the most part, all this stuff laid in real nice. So I'm just going to touch that up with the floppy paddle grinder, and that should clean that up, and she's ready to mount. I'll go ahead and put it up on the truck right now so you guys can see it before I close out this video, because man, I just wanted to come down here for a couple hours tonight. It's been 4. I didn't think it was going to come into play because, well, you don't know this side over here, but it was notched out just a little bit and it was just barely rubbing. But it's actually hitting the tower right there for the shock. Dang it. Oh well. Until next time, this will be up in there. I'm going to end this video now. Battery's at 15% on the camera. How's the hair doing? On my non-tow mirror side. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is the fun part of the process that I'm doing right now, where I'm designing and coming up with new ideas for the truck, such as battery box fitment, spot for all the relays and all that, go into here. We got to get creative. But when it comes down to what I did earlier on this video, fixing the patch panels, the rockers, I mean, it's the same thing, but it's not nearly as fun. It just kind of, I don't know. Not fun. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just not much fun doing that. But this, taking something and making it custom, making it yours, this is where the fun is. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this crew cab build as it unfolds. I have tons of footage of all the other rigs just backed up. So comment below if you're looking forward to this one done, and or any other vehicles that you guys know that I have that are chilling in the background. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Later.